I don't usually do this. I don't usually go through the whole team, talk about their performances. I'm going to do it with this one because this was a special performance from a well-drilled team in Arsenal. When people questioned Arteta, I've said this many times, but they questioned Arteta and why did you bring in David Raya? It's for these moments, it's for these games. He gives you such a calmness at the back with his hands in terms of the saves. The shots that were given to him, more or less, he dealt with. But then it's also what he does with his feet. So calm, so collective. Usually chooses the right decision. Obviously, that whole Saliba mistake, that's one that both of them will have to talk about. But apart from that, in comparison, you can't even compare the two. You can't compare the two. But he came, he commanded his box. That's what you want as a defender. It was beautiful to watch, and it just reassured us defensively at the back. I'll go from right to left, yeah? Jurrien Timber is the best right back in the world. I'll say it again. Jurrien Timber is the best right back in the world. You cannot, 1v1, I haven't seen anyone get past this guy. And this guy has come back from an ACL injury. He's played every single minute, more or less. Not only in right back, he's played a left back. He never looks out of position. And then offensively, this guy, my goodness me, is so difficult to press. Imagine trying to press this little man. He reminds me of a Cafu. He does. He reminds me of a Cafu, but with the strength of a Turan. You know, he's definitely one of the best right backs. Gone are the days, or not gone are the days, but you know when they talk about, you know, your Trents, your Reece James, obviously Hakimi, I mentioned it in my interview yesterday. Hakimi, yeah, 100%, but Timber, you can't get past him. He kept Vinicius Jr. quiet. He forced him wide onto his weaker foot most of the times. If not, Vinicius would cut him and then do whatever he needed to do. But in terms of locking up a man, he done it. What can I say about this partnership? This partnership haven't lost in what? I think it's like 15 or 16 games now. I'll tell you what. Talk about an academy player getting an opportunity out of position and making it his own. He has more or less cemented himself as Arsenal's left back. And there's no questions. There's no questions about it. The times where we needed to release ourselves from the pressures of Real Madrid, he drove through. He played that inverted fullback role to a T. He did make one or two little mistakes here and there, but physically he was there. Mentally he was there. In terms of his gamesmanship, he's a smart lad. The amount of fouls he drawed from the opposition, the amount of times where he knew he was going to get clattered and he put his body in the way. He was very, very smart, but very mature. For such a young boy, very, very mature. I was very impressed with him, especially for me, from a left back to another left back. Fucking fantastic, mate. I want him to do well. I really want Martin Odegaard to do well. And probably out of all the players, he was the one that kind of underperformed. But he still contributed. I need to see more. There was a few shots. Definitely had a stronger half than the first half. Again, that's usually his game. He had a few shots where he could have really let loose, but that's where he doesn't have that pot. He doesn't have that finishing. He doesn't have that power. If you compare him to a Bruno Fernandes, a KDB, he is that, obviously that number 8, but he needs someone else. This goes to show you how much we need a real life number 10 that can transition and finish. Apart from that, I'm hoping that this guy will play a part in the next leg. And I'm pretty sure Arteta will be giving him those challenges and say, look, I need more from you. I need more. Speaking of more, what more can I say about this young boy? Bukayo Saka exceeded all expectations from a young age, from start to finish. This guy doesn't really put a foot wrong throughout his whole career at Arsenal for England. With all the turmoil, with all of the negativity that has been thrown at this young boy, he is more or less come back to us as a man. And obviously he was injured. He was out for a long time. And he said, look, that Real Madrid game, he looked at it and he said, yeah, this is the game I need to come back for. This is a game where I need to help my people, my players. Panenka, the penalty, got saved by Courtois. But he didn't let that stifle him. Instead, he said, you know what? I'm going to take responsibility. I'm going to take accountability. And I'm going to make it count. And he done that. He done that. What a finish. What a ball from Moreno. But equally, what a cool, calm and collective finish from this boy. That Henry moment at the Bernabeu, that was his moment there. That was his moment there. Obviously, the celebration said it all. It said it all. Questioned Arteta. They said, why are you bringing him in? He can't play midfield. He's not good enough. I questioned him. I said, why he can't... He doesn't seem like he's comfortable in that midfield. Arteta came back to us and he said, all right, cool, I'm going to make internal solutions. We haven't got Kai Havertz, we haven't got Gabriel Jesus. I'm going to stick you somewhere where you're not used to. And instead of him saying, you know what, I can't do it, Gaffer, I'm not sure, or just like completely capitulating, he took that challenge and he's slowly but surely cementing himself as a centre forward. Moreno, the touches, the layoffs, the hold-up play, the aerial battles, the assists. He assisted 2. He doesn't get enough credit. Mikel Arteta doesn't get enough credit for that, for choosing him, for seeing that in him, in his game. Fantastic. He helped us last leg, this leg as well. His performance was just as important. Well done to you.